almost na huko River Road na huko. Kaenda nikaongea na bishta yangu moja. Nikamwambia mimi sina fare. And just to me nilikuwa I think I had 500 shillings in my pocket. Sina fare na nataka kwenda spot ya kushuka. Niambia inganisaidia masani ya kufunga, lakini watoto wenye utakuwa KU wako tutaenda Osu ushukie KU alafu KU pande ya Ika. Nikamwambia sina shida. So nikabeba mlingo kutoka Trao Nairobi mpaka KU. Kutoka KU tunasimama hapo unagojea nyingine inasema Vika. So that's how I reached home. So by the time nikafika town ni saa 3 usiku hapo. Nikafika Vika town. Nikakaa town nikabangaiza, nikaingia katika hotel kanaitwa Christina. Nikakula samo na chai.
This from eating.
Wewe jua tu samo na chai. Nikaingia gari. Nikaenda home. Sasa by the time I was flying home, it's around midnight. So my kids are asleep. My mom and dad are so worried. Baadhi hata si worried. My mom is so pissed off. My dad is so worried. Amekaa kwa kakiti hapo. My dad is one of those composed men. Hata mwenye ako na hasira. So amekaa kwa kona tu anashindwa. Mtoto sasa ataonesha maajabu. So sisi tuko na watoto wake kwa nyumba. Tunamchunga yeye na pia watoto. So I think that was my dad head. My mom naye kwa jikoni ameimba wimbo zote za hii kifukuria nyimbo. Ameimba zote mpaka sasa hazikam through. Wakasikia kama mlango kafunguliwa ninaingia. My mom did not even wait for me to sit. Zile matusi alinitusi. Hizo ziko mahali. Ni matusi nilikuwa nashindwa. Huyu ni mama ameamurua amefungwa kitamba ananiongelesha hivi. Aliniongelesha mpaka akaanza kuhomoka. See women breathe out. Kwa kaonga hivi meza naona atavuja ikiwe kuni. My dad got quiet. So at that point, a voice started telling me, I think your mama amekuja sana akujua. I think you should kill your mom because ni kama wakuju, and the voice was so loud. Let me tell you, it was so loud.
At the top of the head.
And it was giving even me ideas like, unaona ile kiko pale, kuna kitu ya kuvuta nyasi. Kuna watu walikuwa wafanya job home, so ilikuwa hapo. Chukua, umpige mbili kichwa papa utoroke. So and at the same time, my conscience is telling me, Jackie, by the time uchukue hiyo kitu, babako atakuwa amefika hapa. Utapigwa vita ya factory reset hata utajua nini kumeendelea. So I sat there, I was now fighting those thoughts and my body was shaking. Nilikuwa nasikia hata niko numb, hata kichwa changu ilikuwa inalia. So after my mom apiga kelele, from there she's the one who tells me what happened. I just looked at her nikamwambia umemaliza. Kaniambia unataka kufanya aje? The way I was looking hata alishindwa what do you want to do? Nikamwambia I want to go to the toilet na sisi za ndani za nje. Kaniambia since unakujanga na unatoka venye unataka si utoke siziko nje utuulizange. So me I walked out. Do you know I walked out and started walking towards. Kama unajua Landless. I walked to Makongeni. I walked. So wakakaa kama 30 minutes. Father akauliza Mage. Bado akosho. Baada akamwambia hata akasikia kulala huko. She's already pissed off.
Yeah,
hata akasikia kulala huko tusitaki kujua. So Father akatoka. Akaniona hata wasi mwenyeji afunguliwa hata ina lights. Kadhaa akamwambia yuko huko hakuna mtu. Sasa Madhe akamza sasa kwa ameenda wapi saa 4 ni saa 8 usiku. And it started raining. So Landless, anybody who knows speak Landless, kwa kumejaa Masai. So Father kichwa yake ya kwanza ilikuja kwa kichwa nyeti. Mtoto wangu atapigwa mshale. Na Masai wa security nitajua sijui. So he started calling the Masai because yeye ni wa nyumba 10. Tuna mtoto wangu amevaa hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. Unirudishie. Father kuna Masai anampigia na so my father started calling my brothers and sisters. Jackie amekupigia. Jackie amekupigia. So they all started looking for me as a family and as a community. In the meantime nilikuwa nikafika place before fika Makongeni. Penye Ananas Moliko. Matatu moja ikakuja ilikuwa tuna makanga na driver. Wakosa madam unaenda wapi saa hii usiku? Wedding zenye zinaenda asubuhi mapema. Unaenda wapi saa hii usiku? Nikamwambia hata sijui. Wewe mzee, he was an old man. He said, akasiana makamelewa. Hebu ingia hapa unaenda wapi? Nikamwambia Thika town. Tukaingia wakaniambia sasa ulikwenda Thika town miguu. Nikamwambia na mfanya umenyeshewa. Yani then I kept quiet. So they dropped me Thika Town stage. From Thika Town stage nikatembea mpaka Blue Post, from Blue Post to Moi Primary ndio nifike sasa. Ndio nifike Midiva, now the center where I would go for sessions. I know where it is. So before nikawekwa kwenye mnanuanga Del Monte, there is a place people fika high pale ufike Blue Post. Kuna place watu wanunua Del Monte. Nikaingilia hapo kwa that's where Midiva is. There is a forest. Sasa hiyo nafikirianga, lakini nikipita hapo na nyonanga there's a forest, and that forest there are 3 guys that came out. Sasa nao wamekuja na fujo. It was around 3-4 za madam nenda wapi, na mimi nikajibu tu venye baadaye waliza na Kikuyu, madam nenda wapi, nikamwambia yote nyingine mnanizoea kwenye naenda sisumbuane. So they were like huyu ni labda ni wapale mbele tu. So mimi nikabuka nikafika. By the time I reached Midiva center, the gate, sasa nika break down. So soja walipata mtu analia, ana roll. So wanashindwa na yeye nani, patient wetu alipotea, what is happening. So the matron ananijua kwa naendanga hizo sessions na sikai sana. That's why mimi you don't know me, because hata kama nikwenda 15 minutes nje niende. So matron akakuja ati I was so hysterical I had to be injected. Nikadungwa shindano, and so they looked at, unaona ile file unakonga nayo, wakaangalia kuna contact za next of kin. So it was my dad. I called my dad, but it was around 5. Sisi ndio tuko na Jacqueline, yeye amejileta mpaka hapa. So my dad told my mom amepatikana. My mom tells me hapo ndipo alipata sign of relief, kama amepatikana ni sawa. So my dad woke up, that is a very prayerful man. He woke up that day and prayed and told my mom, kunja tuoto wake tuote chenye alikuja nato mpaka viatu hata mafuta ya kile kitu alikuja nato. Okay. So my father and my mom came to Midiva that day at around 1 after sasa the medication nilidunga ni way off. Kakuja nikamwona Dr. Njeri ya parents ahio twende sasa ndio sasa we don't way forward. So when we went there, my Dr. Njeri said, you are the first patient in a rehab to admit yourself. You came here, you signed, so you have already been admitted. So because they could not allow me to be an outpatient, you have admitted yourself. The part you came in, you have admitted yourself. And your dad na yeye amekuja na kila kitu yako that you may need. So they called the employer. Jacqueline is here. The employer said, we have no problem, she is there. We just want her to come back normal. And so I stayed there. In short, I admitted myself in a rehab because I signed. See what that's when I signed. I mean, I signed later on. So with there's some forms you signed saying you will not die by suicide and all those things. So I signed, and I will be discharged at doctor's discretion. But the legal time to stay there is 3 months. So nikaanza kufikiria 3 months. Hey, watoto wangu jamani, sasa ndio nikaanza kupata watoto halafu wako kwa wazazi wangu. Nikaanza kufikiria. So Dr. Njeri took me step by step. I stayed there for a week. A whole 1 week. Kazi yako ni kuingia gym, there's a gym inside there. Kazi yako ni kuingia gym, kukula full breakfast, kukula full lunch, kama unataka, kukula dinner, cheze chess. All the brain games are there, ulale. Now, what I did not know is that was 1 week of observation. There were doctors everywhere looking at your behavior. So, wanaona ninapanga panga. Somehow have OCD. Naamuka napanga huko vitabu zifanane, nitashinda sasa haka. I would wash my own bed sheets and there are people who do laundry. Vitu kama hizo. So, because of the bangi in my system, ilifika pahali mwili yangu ikaanza kupata withdrawal sasa. So, nimekaa home, hata home nilikuwa naivuta tu huko home. Sasa nimekuja in a center where now am I do. My work is just to eat and sleep. So my body started acting out. So nakumbuka nienda kwa Dr. Njeri nikamwambia nipatie tu dakika 2. Nikimbie ka shopping niliona pale. Nauliza mama anajua shimo ya bangi. Hiyo tu ndio nataka. And I remember she told me hiyo tu. Sawa. I will get it for you. So jioni instead of getting it for me, wakakaa panel. It was a panel of 6 doctors. It's a room like this one but much bigger. And keko pale katikati kama subject of interest. Nikamwambia, you know why we're here? You stayed here for 1 week and a few days. We have observed you. And Jacqueline, you have bipolar disorder 1. Nikamwambia unaweza ongea English sababu sasa unaongea vitu sielewi. But no, in short, you mentally disturbed, something is wrong. Nikamwambia what do you mean I'm mentally disturbed? I've been niko 32. So my parents have raised me all of a sudden. Now I am mentally disturbed. Sasa Dr. Njeri, there's a way I was annoying. Those who know me before, there's a way I was very annoying. Dr. Njeri alikasirika tu akaniambia na Kikuyu, turakwira we muguruki. Difference yako na wale wako huko hivi. Ni ati wewe uko hapa
na wako huko nje.
Na wewe uko huko wako huko nje. Alice Jacqueline, if you don't accept you have a problem and I write a letter of release to you right now, ndakupa siku 3 uanze kuokota makaratasi Karatina town ama Thika town. It is your choice. Go think about it. Na nikaporusa dismissed. Nikaporusa nitoka. So I went to my room and I thought, oh mama ameniambiaje? Because I had my phone. Actually, I was the only patient with my phone. Because Dr. Njeri had noted I'm very good at writing. My thoughts and my mind. Kwa mwenye dia natashana hivi 2017. To be writing what I'm thinking, all those things. For that one, alikuwa amenotice napenda kuandika. Because hata ningeenda kwa library nipate kitabu empty, I would write my thoughts. So, nikagoogle sijui Bipolar. Nikaisoma. Nikaona nao ananiambia ni shwari. So, nikagojea time yao madaktari wengine wameenda. Now there was a doctor we were very close to. Alikuwa to Elvis. Because Elvis. Bipolar inauanga mtu. You know, I want to understand what is this. Does it kill? Ananiambia no, just you see all these people that are here. They all have mental conditions. They are also with this condition and this condition and this condition. And I know you have noticed. Because when you are eating, tukikula tuko na kasi wote pamoja. We were like 10 patients. Tuko na kaka. Unacheki huyu. Mara leo hakuli. Yani watu wanabehave mwingi tu. Mwingine anajiongelesha. Mwingine ameshafanya basketball court ni stage. So nilikuwa naona mimi hata mimi ndio niko soba. Mimi at least ndio ninafikiria sana huko. To me, nikiangalia mimi nilikuwa you better. Me I'm better, I should be home. And so it told me ninafaa ku accept ndio niweze kusaidika because I will be put on medication and so many things. So nikakaa hivi nikafikiria. For a week nika resist. Dawa napewa siku ni. I'm glad because Midiva is not like okay, we are trying to change Mathare Hospital. Midiva is not like Mathare Hospital ati utapiga ukunywe dawa ama ufungie mahali. They watch you. They give you space. So, but what they do is that some of the privileges they withdraw, like the phone,
so that you can
staying with the others, umeshika, going for the walks, they withdraw them. So unaanza kufeel wale wana conform wanatreatiwa vizuri. So I started taking the medication. Bangi is the only thing that does not have toxin procedure. Unacheki na cocaine kina nini ndio unachonga kwa bathtub na ice cube, kuna sindano pia unadungangwa. Bangi does not have. Bangi is the only thing unaambiangwa, it is you to tell your mind you don't need it. Bangi na kasi sigara. It is you in your mind that have to tell your mind you don't need it. So I struggled I really struggled. And I remember nikakaa kwa wheelchair. I started drooling. I couldn't talk.
This is because of the bang.
The bang na I'm also on medication. Okay. The medication napewa uone ni gani na work for you. What is working for you? I started feeling, I added weight, lots of weight. So even when friends, nobody knew I was actually. The only person who knew I was my traditional university management and my parents, not even my uncles and my aunts. Not even my friends, but my family knew, my brothers knew. My brothers and one sister I knew. So, Madhi alikuwa anakaa. Madhi alikuwa kama analia sana sababu alikuwa anasema ule mtoto aliingia hapa si huyo. Something is wrong. And I'm going, no, it is a process. Before we find out how to help Jackie, she has to go through all these processes. So, mara sifini miguu. Mara Madhi anapata navutwa na wheelchair. Singi hata kakitembea. Tuko kwa wheelchair kwa nini hivyo. So, one day, my mom, I think, akakuwa wahoenda akashare na family, a sister of hers. So they came. Sasa mimi nasikia tu wanalia kwa nje. Okay, nimewaangalia wanalia lakini nasikia ni kama walikuwa wanalia kitambo. Sasa ndio kuexplain aje. The way that medication makes you feel like you're living past tense. So you are talking to me, I want to talk to you, but I have already talked to you. Yani kitu yangu ishaniambia, nishakujibu. Nishamjibu. So they were having a very hard time understanding that I'm healing, that I'm being taken care of. So mara na withdrawiwa dawa, mara si withdraw, mara wakikuja niko kwa kitanda nimewekewa hadi maji. So it was a very tough process. So the employer also was not understanding. Jackie ni alijipeleka ili hapa. In fact alitembea. Sasa mnatuambia Jackie hawezi move, hatembei. I remember Irene hata alikuwa ananishikia. See the Del Monte juice. Nilikuwa nashikiwa because now my hands they were trembling so much. Singeshika kitu ilikuwa inamwagika. So that was like now a month. Lazima nikauka ni month. Now this is a month. My parents are coming, my uncles. Now when I started seeing people that I am recognizing, like I saying, even vice chancellor, itabidi ni conform. Itabidi nipigane na whatever is this that is happening to me. Because I remember the DVC then, who is a VC now, at some point he said, we need you back. The files need to be arranged. The system need to work. The office needs you. Yani wanakuongelesha, unamsikia lakini siwezi mjibu. I'm just there. And my friends would come and visit and they would talk to me. Si they unaendanga ward unapata mtu wako kwa machine.
Yeah.
Yes, niko kwa kiti hivi unaniongelesha siwezi kujibu. Lakini ninataka kukujibu lakini I would feel my tongue is so heavy I can't even say my name. So that was the second month, like hizo wiki za mwisho. Now the third week mwili yangu ikaanza ku adjust. Let's say it started adjusting. Now I've added weight but my mind is starting to adjust. So the third week after sasa nimejiaccept na nini and there are routines there. Very good routines that I would want to practice everywhere. Ulikuwa unaamka, unaona hiyo mwili unasema haimove, ulikuwa unaingia gym. Unaweka hiyo training hata kama utaweka speed ya 2. Wewe unasonga tu. And that instructor was very patient. Hata kama atashout, anakupatia chance ya ku remember you are alive, you need to live for something. And so they give you a routine. Wake up, go to the gym, take a shower, come take breakfast. We have Christian session. And so those sessions are Christianity. Hata kama wewe ni Muslim, they were there. And not basically men of God. Hata siku ulikuwa unaambiwa wewe ni unatupitia leo. So I remember there's a friend of mine. He did not believe in God. Tulikuwa namuita mzee. He was in his 80s. Ndio nakwambia nilikuwa na patience. Ni mimi tu nilikuwa normal. As far as I'm concerned. Akiambiwa soma Bible alikuwa akisomea gazeti. Because alikuwa na feel yeye na God hawana haiwezi. Something that almost happened to most of us with mental condition. God anakuanga like ukimention God we get pissed off. So alikuwa anasoma gazeti, anasomea headline, anatuanalizia kama kumwona na magazeti. Alikuwa tusomea hiyo gazeti tunaona yenyewe kabisa huyu mtu ako sawa. And those sessions really helped us because that is when I started practicing my tongue to open, to speak. Nikaongea, sasa ndio nikaanza kunotice na nimejiachilia. You see? Ungekuja siku anachana nyele, unaona yeye madhara unapata tu anakaa. There's a reason. Umejiachilia, you don't care. The matter has to remind you, take a shower. Then mwanzo kwanza mkuja mkunywa dawa. The way you talk with kids. So I started realizing myself. And so I started now conforming. Naenda gym, nafanya nini. Nikaanza hata kujipea duties. Everybody fears dogs za huko. Zilikuwa kubwa za German Shepherds. But apparently they became my friends. Nikamwambia Dr. Njini mimi nitakuwa naziosha. Fanya kila kitu. Uniachie relax. The other one I can't remember the name. Nitaziosha, tunaenda walk na nini. The reason I wanted because nikipewa dogi time ya walk nitatoka gate. Wasipotoka gate nitatoka gate. Lakini lazima ungetembea na security before na utembee na dogi zao. So I started feeling alive. There's a purpose for me to live. And the sessions were helping, the counseling was helping, the psycho support because kuna time wazazi wataitwa. Umesikia nani amekukosea? Anko mwingine ni wana huko. Nini atapigiwa? If is available atakuja. If not available, anaiko speaker. Tuko na hivi na hivi. Jackie hapa kulienda aje? Wewe jua alibeba. My parents, they would come, my brothers. The last people that came was correctional university management. Because those people, they have suffered in my hands. And I was feeling, now where am I going? The guilt was like, where am I going? And I was like, no, si hata tuna shida, si hata tumekumisi sana huko, ofisi imenyamaza sana. Na kai hivi tunashindwa nani atatuimbia wimbo na atapigia drum. There is nobody. So I started feeling there is need for me to do something. So when I was at the center is when I started noticing there are some issues. There are people who are not being visited. A whole professor is not being visited. It's a man who has a wife and kids are not coming, they are not interested. And then I started asking Dr. Njeri, huyu amekaa hapa for how long? Bado amekaa hapa kama wewe almost, lakini yake tumeongeza mwezi kama moja sababu familia yake tulimpeleka familia yake ikamrudisha. Sasa noting the stigma. There is hata yeye mwenyewe haponi sababu hajiongei. I'm a whole professor, a whole lecturer. How do you even say I am not okay? And so I started blogging. This far kuna mtu anajua kwenye niko. I started blogging about mental health. I'm telling nobody my story. And people are commenting. And I'm like, watoto wajui niko wapi. So just right where I am. So I wrote, watu uliza nakuwa na time saa ngapi. Within a second naandikanga paragraph mingi sana. So I wrote my whole story from childhood to the very end, to wanting to die by suicide, to commit homicide, all those things I wrote up to the end. And I told them, currently, I'm at the rehab. It has been a tough journey, but I'm where I am because I am healing. Nilipost kitu saa 9 mchana. By saa 9:15, we ulikuwa na 108 comments. It had gone viral. And the reason it had gone viral is because I have followers and I have friends who are sharing the post because they are like, Jackie ni kama ameruka kichwa kuliko jana. Haiko sawa. So by the time ilifikia wazazi wangu ilikuwa na version mingi sana. They landed. How sikuanguka. They landed. And told Dr. Njeri sasa ndiye amekuwa mwenda wazimu kabisa. Ametangaza huko ni mgonjwa. Sasa hatafutwa kazi. So many things. Even my uncles that were in America, they were like, hey, Kenya is not ready for people with mental condition. She'll be fired so fast. She has no idea. And I remember my mom broke down and cried. Kwanza akikumbuka yeye ni cheerleader wa ICK ya Mount Kenya region. Na mtoto wake sasa ni mwenda wazimu. He is bad. And my dad is a very celebrated teacher. So I told them, I remember I asked them, Mom, wewe unalia. Na sasa umebeba ugonjwa. Mimi ndio naitwa mwenda wazimu literally. Hata wewe mwenyewe unaisema at 32 with my 2 kids. I'm starting life afresh. So who would be crying here and screaming? And my mom was like, and I started talking to my parents. And I told my dad and mom, this is a journey that I have started. You are very lucky. In fact, Dr. Njeri was surprised. You are very lucky that I have accepted I have an issue.
Yeah.
You should be very proud that I've accepted I have an issue. All I want going forward is your support. If you can't give me support, tell me here. So that I know this journey it is just me and my sons. And I will be okay with that. My dad said, no, we will support you, but you know you should have told us. I mean, I have nothing to tell you. Because it is my journey.
Yeah.
And so tukasikizana. And my dad and mom left. And I remember Dr. Njeri akiambia mahali, wewe hata una need counseling. Maneno inakupeleka mbio, unaamka unapata kikitu. And so when they left, and every day I would write, hi guys, I've just woken up. I'd even take videos on my Facebook and tell people kinaniramba mbaya sana huku. Nimepewa dawa, zinakuwa 12 pills, naikuwa kwa kasahani, na kuna mata unasimamanga hapa.
So that you can take all of it.
Hii, na unafunguliwa mdomo. Nilikuwa nawatumia zote. This is a rehab. This is what a rehab is. And I remember at the time, a friend of mine misbehaved. Unarushangwa kwa security room. I showed people all that. Like, now, when you misbehave, utarushwa kwa security room. Security room ni room imewekwa mattresses huku. Inaka studio. It is protected. Ni soundproof. Si soundproof. Imewekwa mattresses. Ndio kufikiria hata kujiumiza. Kijigongesha hiyo ukuta. Haumi. Unaona like that kakio that is up there. Wanaekanga ile ya plastic. You can't harm yourself. It's a safe space. And so I stayed at Mediva and I left. Immediately I left. Nilitoka hivi nikapata naitwa 9TV, KBC to share my story. I shared my story. It went viral. Actually it went international because actually BBC even started calling me. And the last person to call me that face was Shebesh. Hey, I'm also suffering from bipolar. Kwani iko nini? We should share. Nikamwambia, yeah, you should. Kwa sababu ukishare, watu wataelewa. It does not, mental health does not choose. It does not choose. It will hit you so hard you have no idea whether you are a president, a king, a queen, a chokora. It does not choose. And so the awareness started through my page. I would give people encouragement.
It became more of an advocacy.
Yeah, it became more of an advocacy. And now you are having medication that is being changed. You have been subjected to, like, now I take 12 pills and 1 injection monthly. And I remember before the pills accepted being in my system, I lost my hair. Karibu nidhani niko na cancer by the years. Sasa, God amenitoa kwa wenda wazimu, amenipeleka hii side ingine. But I remember the doctor told me, no, Jackie, this medication has done this and this and this and this. The best thing you can do is shave your hair. And my parents were expecting me to, like, unajua kunyoa si mchezo. So I told them, kwani iko nini? Tuende kinyozi. And I remember my first barber was, he's called Caesar Mapesa from Thika. Nikaenda akaniambia, leo tunataka kunyoa. Nikamwambia sina option. Wewe nyoa na unyoe yote itamea fresh. And I went home, they thought I would be down. I told them, no. Mediva has done a good job, but Rehab has done a good job. I'll be fine. Because if I can't change what is, I have to accept it.
It gave you an acceptance.
Yeah, I have to accept. So I moved on. I was discharged. I was even afraid of being discharged because I was like, you see, in a rehab, it's a safe space.
Yeah.
Munafanana, tuko wengi. Unaamka unasema, si hata tuko huku na Jackie tuko wengi. Na nikasema sasa nita discharge wa kesho. Is the world ready for me or am I ready for the world? And to my surprise, my grandma was there during my discharge. And she's old. She's very old, but she's a very good friend of mine. She came together with my dad. People at the rehab did not believe I was leaving. Actually, by the time I was leaving, I was only lady in the rehab. So they were like, Kani, mta survive, mta do which? But I would visit. I would normally visit them. I would have those chats that you normally have. Because nilikuwa toka home, nimepona na nimepoa kama 2 weeks off after dischargewa. So I would visit them because that routine was still in my system. And these are the only people who understand me. So I would visit them. And while home, naona watu watembelei my parents. Na wenye wanatembea, they are behaving in a certain way. I'm like, hey, the stigma in this world is too big. One, siwezi kuguza ukiwa mwendawazi. Second, you would come home, I start kukumbiza na panga. If I've never kukumbiza with a panga before, what makes you think I'll do it now? And so, after that, nikakuja huku job. And the friends I had is when I realized there were those that were genuine, there were those that were not. Because some stopped talking to me. Some, nakumbuka moja tupatana naye kwa barabara, akavuka hiyo side ingine, sijui ama alidhania nitamkimbiza. I don't know.
The perception.
Yeah. And at some point, it was really hurting. But inakuhata unajikaza. Sema, no problem. Hakuna shida. And it went on like that. And I started advocating for mental health. No stigma hizo vitu zote. And I remember one day, kuna mama fulani anisimamisha kwa soko. Kaniambia, madam, hiyo kazi unafanyanga inatusaidianga sana. Sana. And then I started, so I'm doing something. At least I'm doing something. Yeah, there's impact. I'm doing something. And I remember when I go to church, Victor's, most churches, they don't accept people like us. Utapigwa na uko anointing oil mpaka utolewe hiyo pepo. But I remember Bishop, his name is Bishop William, he embraced me for who I am. And I remember he gave me a chance to stand on the pale mbele and explain what has been happening to me, what has happened to me, and where I am at. And parents related. And parents started sending kids to my side. And it became like a ministry. A ministry that will grow to me from just expressing myself. And I say that the support from church really helps. Because now unaona church ija reject. Family imeni support. Those that were friends stayed. Ukwe na crisis ndio unajonga who will stay. So those who were friends stayed. Those that were not left. And I learned to live with that. And kidogo nikajipata niko celeb tu chini ya maji. The then president started finding out who is this Jackie, what does this Jackie do. So nikajipata niko kwa forums of mental health where we make the mental health amendment bill. Not because I'm learned, they just want to know from a lived experience, this is the person. And then we were with a friend of mine. Sadly, she passed on this year, death by suicide. We fight a lot of things, because as she had a living experience, she was doing everything that I do, and we would feel good, would feel at least it's worth something. At least we are doing something. We are helping people. So it has been a journey like that. Then it came to 2021. The then wife of the MP, our Pastor Dorcas, put me on her programs, because she had programs even then. Tukaanza kusaidia watu. I remember there's a lady in Karatina, her name is Christine. Huyo tulikuwa naachilia kabisa. And sorry to say, she was really being taken advantage of by men. So one day she was raped, akarushwa kwa drainage. That was a changing moment of my life. Because alikuwa amerushwa kwa drain. She's been harmed in very bad ways. And I remember she looked confused. As much as she has a mental condition, she understood what has happened to her, and she looked confused. She was trembling because amelala kwa maji ya drainage. And the people who have done it to her are still there. They are not going anywhere because ni mabeshte zake wanavuta naye bangi. They are still there. And when we took her and got her support, it really hit me. Like, Jackie might advocate for these people to accept themselves, but it's the society ready to accept them and see their vulnerability and protect them. So basically, that's what I do. I want people to see how vulnerable. I don't put myself out. How vulnerable we are. Can you protect us? Because if we do, we are the sharpest people you have ever seen. When I was in the a madman still remembers their teachers, the song they sang. They are the sharpest team given a chance. So normally what I tell people is that Donald Trump has bipolar. He's the president of America. But I carry one of the most beautiful musicians I know. Doing great. We are very many. Tiger Woods, we are very many. Just that when we embrace ourselves, it feels nice. But when the society lets go of us, we let go of ourselves, we lose hope, and then we die by suicide, because most of these artists, that's what they do. Alikuwa pale juu, but mwenye amefika chini, nobody is there for them. So they just lose it. They feel alone, they feel empty, they feel hopeless, so they choose that side either of drugs. Na atakunywa drugs for a while, alafu apotele. So basically that's me. That's what I do.
What a story. But I love the fact that throughout your whole journey, your parents have been supportive.
Very.
You, even when you are at work, your colleagues are supporting, because there are some people out there that are going through such issues, but they have no one to, or to just hold them, or even guide them through it, or even just come and visit them. That is why most people end up feeling alone and maybe taking their own life. And it is good to know that, this is something that people can speak out about. You can't just confine yourself to having this issue and being like, I am alone. I think with the generation right now and the maybe atmosphere, the culture that we're bringing up as maybe young people, we are creating a space for people to speak out and to, like for us, now we can, maybe there's someone out there, kwanza huko ushago, like unajua sasa watu wamekuwa wenda wazimu, maybe now they get to see, you're a beautiful lady, this is a career woman who is doing well, even with this condition. And maybe at that point, maybe can you give a word of hope to that young person who is going through a certain issue? Let's not just say a mental issue. They are going through, because young people are going through so much right now. What is your word of hope to them? What can you tell that person?
You see, in life, that's what I tell myself every day. In life, we do go through a lot of things. But I would like to give hope to any youth there, any mother, anyone. In life, when you go through things, don't let them define your next action. Sometimes you take a step back and reason. That's what I do. I will give you A story that will shock you. On Saturday, I was very fine, very okay. But by Saturday 11 p.m., depression came from nowhere, and I was at a function. And what kept me was the word of Jackie. How many things have you achieved? So I started counting, achieved hina. So I did not look at the negative. I started looking, haka kakitu kamoja nako katafanya ni feel sijaachieve. So I want to encourage you out there. How many things have you achieved? All by yourself. Even that painting, you have drawn that painting, even if it does not get a buyer, but you have done that painting and you are proud of that painting. That's an achievement. You have woken up. I tell my son, you have woken up, you have polished your shoes, you have ensured your uniform is ironed. You're an achievement. Because someone else will not be able to do that. So sometimes don't look at the bad side of life. Look at the good side of life. And sometimes maybe the bad may be to the extreme, depending on what you're going through. Find a safe space to talk about it. But the problem with this generation is that you're talking to everyone. And not everyone is there to listen and help you. Some are going to take advantage of you. Some are going to make fun of you. Some are going to embarrass you. I'm sure in your circle, you have someone you know. That one will help me. And I know youth right now are like, nikipigia dad, I feel disappointed. Nikipigia mom, ako na shida zake, ako na baggage. You see that person, you feel that they have their baggages, they can't help you. Not the person who will help you. The other thing that gives me hope, sometimes when I feel hopeless, is those little things that people think are little. To me, they're not. You see, like, nafikirianga sasa nikikufa, ini tuseme tu niamke saa hii die by suicide. What I write on social media, who will write? Maybe what I'm saying is helping someone. So what gives me hope is the fact that my strength is somebody else's strength. My journey is somebody else's healing. So that gives me strength. So I want mothers who are having kids that are mtoto amekusumbua mpaka you're feeling umtupe. Can you embrace that child? Show that child the other side of love. Don't shout, yell, Gen Z. Don't shout, don't yell. Just show them the other side of love, the other side of life. Because they are going through a lot. See, nowadays, kukuwa na TV, kukuwa na nini. We don't have those things. So mtoto, amesha find other channels of taking away their pain. So the only thing I can do as a parent, because I have a teenager, is in Form 4, is embrace that child. Like, sawa umekosea. But what do we do tuachane na umekosea? Going forward, what do we do? So if you're a parent, embrace your child with love. If you're a youth and you're going through issues, sometimes it's good to take a step back. You're having anger issue, take a step back. You're having suicidal thoughts, take a step back. Think about the good things you've done in your life. Even if there are very few, call someone. Utakosa mtu akupigia. Kwa sako yako, utakosa mtu akupigia. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And thank you for the good work you're doing for advocating mental health and even giving awareness to the community. Maybe for those who are asking tutampata wapi na tunasikia niselewe, because we are reaching out to very many people. Where can they get you?
Basically, I have my social handles, you just write there, Jackie West Cargo. My social handle is there. You can write a messenger. I will see. Although size media, so sometimes I don't know what to do. You write a messenger, I will see. I also give out my number, 07 23 135 856. Basically, I don't like when people call, because you could be calling me and someone else is texting. So you WhatsApp me. I will surely read your message and I'll give a feedback. But when it is very necessary, you can call. I will listen. I have people who call me, they insult me. I will allow you to be whatever you want to be. I've done it before, we do it. I will allow you to be whatever you want to be. If I have to come to you, I'll come. If I can't make it to come to you, I have people. And thank God I have people right now in all the 47 counties who will find you, who will talk to you, who will try and understand you. If we can't, we will do that involuntarily.
Mm-hmm.
We will ensure rehab. And life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much once more for sharing.
Yeah.
For being vulnerable with us
It's okay.
on our channel. Yes. I think we cannot add more to the story that Jackie has shared with us today. But the takeaway that we have as young people, or even in general, all our viewers, is that you need to count the blessings or what achievement you have. Even though it is one, even though it's two, even though it's 10. Count them. And with that, we get to overtake or to cover up the issue that you're going through right now. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to like and to share our videos to reach more people. And for this story, share it with other people so that